Today, we are focusing on fee simple absolute for the National Real Estate Exam portion, which represents the most complete form of ownership a person can have in a piece of real estate. When you encounter questions regarding the highest interest in a property or the gold standard of titles, you are almost certainly looking for the term fee simple absolute. This ownership type is categorized as an estate of inheritance, meaning it is of unlimited duration and is not subject to any conditions that could cause the owner to lose their rights based on their behavior or use of the land. In the eyes of the law, it is indefeasible, which is a fancy exam word that simply means it cannot be annulled or made void by a third party as long as the owner follows general laws. One of the most critical aspects to understand for your exam is that while fee simple absolute is the highest interest possible, it is not actually absolute in the sense of being above the law. Every property owner, regardless of how complete their title is, must yield to the four government powers, which we remember by the mnemonic PEAT. P stands for police power, which is the government right to regulate your land through zoning laws and building codes to protect public health and safety. E stands for eminent domain, where the government can take private property for public use, as long as they provide just compensation. T represents taxation, which is the right of the state to charge the owner for the property value. Finally, E stands for escheat, which is the process where property reverts to the state if an owner dies without a will and without any identifiable heirs. The exam will frequently try to trip you up by comparing fee simple absolute to fee simple defeasible. If you see language like so long as or provided that the property is used for a specific purpose, you are no longer looking at an absolute estate, but a conditional one. In a fee simple absolute, there are no such strings attached. You have the full bundle of rights, including the right to possess the property, to control its use, to exclude others from it, to enjoy it, and most importantly, to dispose of it through sale or gift. This bundle of rights is often described as a bundle of sticks, where each stick represents a specific legal right that the owner holds. In fee simple absolute, you hold the entire bundle. Another common trap involves the duration of the estate. While some estates, like a life estate, are measured by the life of a specific person, the fee simple absolute is considered an estate of indefinite duration. It does not expire, and it is freely transferable and inheritable. When you see a question asking which estate provides the most control or which interest lasts forever, the answer is consistently fee simple absolute. Remember that this is the default form of ownership in the United States, and unless a deed specifies otherwise, the law generally presumes a grantor is conveying a fee simple absolute interest. You should also be prepared for questions that ask about the difference between police power and eminent domain. Remember that police power does not require the government to pay you because it is a regulation for the public good, whereas eminent domain requires fair market value compensation because the government is actually taking the title from you. If a question mentions an owner having the right to pass property to heirs without restriction, that is a signature characteristic of fee simple absolute. This is the highest level of land interest recognized by law, and mastering this concept is essential for passing the ownership and land use sections of your national exam. Focusing on the lack of conditions and the presence of the full bundle of rights will help you navigate these questions with confidence.